Hey, all you wiretappers out there, this is a quick little thank you. I just went over 5,000 subscribers. I put one out, I don't know, a week or so ago, trying to get to that 5,000, and I went over to 5,000, and I wanted you to know I really appreciate it. I like doing this. It's a labor of love. The more people that listen, the better I like it. And anyhow, I got ads on there, as you know now, and I don't really. I mean, I put in a little link to asking for money, but I don't ever talk about asking for money anymore. I'm doing okay now, so I just appreciate all you guys. And I'll just give you a little. This is an extra little teaser about something that's coming up. I've been working all week on Sammy the Bull and what happened in Phoenix after he came out of witness protection and started the Marathon Construction Company. Again, same name of the company he had in Manhattan. And Creative Pool, I think, was the other company that he built some pools. And what went on out there, a lot went on out there in that period of time. And I've been working on that. I found a policeman that worked that case out there. He won't come on the podcast. I think these guys, like, I don't know, Sammy the Bull's back out again, and it's all in the past, and so I don't know. I don't think they're really scared of him, but he does not want to come on the podcast. And the other guy that was with him that has given some public statements, he doesn't seem to want to either. But I talked to a reporter out there who probably would. I don't think I really need her. She doesn't really know that much. And another reporter, the guy that interviewed Sammy the Bull when he first kind of started surfacing before this case came about, a guy named Dennis Wagner, and I've sent emails to him, and he's never responded. So I don't know. He's still reporting, it looks like, and I thought I had a good email address on. He was never responded, but he left a lot of writing. There's a lot of documents out there, not as many as if he'd gone to trial, but because he copped a plea. But there's a lot of documents out there. But it's some really interesting stories. He claims that he was just protecting his kids, and he really wasn't. He was trying to help his kids out, and to a greater or lesser extent, that may be true. I mean, looks like he was making money. Looks like he was kind of getting back in the swing of things. You just have to listen to get some more of the details, and you can judge yourself. But one thing I found that was really interesting, at the same time, this is when ecstasy first came in to being used at these raves. You remember raves? I don't know how old you are. I was, of course, in my probably 40s when they started having raves here in Kansas City. They were the big parties started in Europe, I believe. Great big parties, usually in warehouses. And as you got out in the more rural areas, you'd have them out there, what we call pasture parties, but they'd have a DJ and ecstasy in these clubs, especially the dance clubs, the gay clubs where a lot of women like to go to dance. Ecstasy was huge, and in all these dance clubs, ecstasy became huge. But it started in Israel. The Israeli mafia. There's like an Israeli organized crime mafia, not like the Sicilian mafia, but organized crime. And these Israeli organized crime guys noticed that these raves in Israel, young people love this ecstasy, and they started figuring out what it was, started getting into business. They went to Europe. Europeans were starting to use it, and Jewish people in the Israelis dominated the diamond market in Antwerp, and some of these mob guys were, of course, in the diamond business quite naturally, and they figured out, smuggling diamonds is about the same as smuggling pills, because they had a lot of experience in smuggling diamonds. So they started bringing pills over to the United States and showed up in New York City, of course, already. They used to say there's more Jews in New York City than there is in all of Israel. Anyhow, they had a big presence in New York City, and New York City, had all the raves, and ecstasy, or MMDA, hit big time there, and then it started spreading out across the United States, which is kind of the way it usually works. I know now out there at this time in Phoenix, there was this guy called English Sean, or Sean Atwood. He's got a podcast, and he's got a lot to say about his conflicts with Sammy the Bull. He's not very complimentary. He claims that the Gravano organization was getting bad ecstasy from Mexico, and it looks to me like in the end, before it was all done, the Gravano organization were getting their ecstasy through this Israeli guy named Yegar out of New York City, and customs was already, and the feds were already working a big case on the Israeli connection, and then it fed into the Gravano organization. I called it the Gravano organization. Well, you get into the story, you'll find out it was more the Mike Papa organization, and who brought in Gerard Gravano, and then Sammy the Bull seemed to like start moving in on this. It's really kind of hard to tell, and I'll do a lot more details. But anyhow, this is just a little teaser about what's coming up, and I wanted to get up here and say thank you very much. And the best way you can support my work is like and share and subscribe, and share it to others. Tell your friends about it. I've got a lot of good content, and I've got even more content. I've got almost 400 and some different stories in the audio podcast, and I'll be building up them. I'm going back and picking up some of those audio ones and re-edit them a little bit and edit out a lot of the bullshit that I used to say, and it kind of would chatter on a little bit, and I just don't do that anymore. I like to get right to the facts, and I'm really looking forward to getting this Sammy the Bull Gravano's time in Phoenix together and out, because there's really not anything else out there other than some disparate little written pieces at the time that mainly came from government records. So I'm trying to get hold of people that were there at the time and give you guys a good story. So thanks a lot, guys.